Okay, welcome to Amaya channel. Today we are doing chemistry displacement, double displacement reaction we are going to do today. And before that, we are going to finish decomposition reaction. So decomposition reaction is very important to do. In that electrolysis, that part is exactly left. So let's first finish that part. The rest of the all already we have finished. Now look here, some children were asking about electropositivity reactivity series. Okay, now listen to me nicely. You have to understand activity series of metal. Some of the metals are very highly active. Okay, now what is this series is about? I'll explain one by one each and every point. One more time, send in group, class started, ma'am is getting angry. Okay, tell everyone to join. Now listen to me nicely, beta. First very important point here is when you will be seeing activity series, this is exactly reactivity series. Reactivity series means what type of reactions this metal is showing. Potassium, barium, initially na potassium, after that sodium was coming in the activity series. Okay. Initially, what was there? Initially, potassium, after potassium, exactly sodium was coming in the activity series. Now, what a new addition is barium. It is exactly barium is more reactive than sodium. Fine. Now you have to remember this sequence so that I am giving you everything I'm going to inform before whatever I'm going to align, test and everything. You will be getting all prior notification. So don't worry about anything. Each information you will get in particular time. Fine. Now focus in today's class. So before doing displacement and double displacement reaction, it is very important to know the reactivity series. I have already promised you that I'm going to give you. Yes, beta, hydrogen is exactly included. You have to understand two, three important points here. Hydrogen, you will be seeing carbon also. Where is carbon? In some reactivity series, they are adding carbon also. Okay, so here you have to understand one very important part here is hydrogen is having anomalous behavior. Now, what is the meaning of anomalous behavior? Am I audible to all of you? First tell me. Am I audible to all of you? Okay, now listen to me nicely. Hydrogen is having anomalous behavior. What does anomalous behavior means? Hydrogen can be acting as metal also and can be acting as non-metal also. In the periodic table, when you will study periodic table, at that time you will come to know that hydrogen is exactly considered as 1s1 element, and it is also showing properties of p block element. Okay, that is halogen family. Halogen family. So because of that, since hydrogen resemble both S block element and P block element, it can be considered for both of that. Fine. So, but exactly its first electron is added in S orbital, that is alkali family. That's why hydrogen is kept with alkali family. That's why beta, you can consider hydrogen in this periodic reactivity series. So in this reactivity series, consider some very important point is potassium is highly reactive. After that barium, so beta, it will react vigorously. And you know what? There are certain metals which react with different states of water. Different states of water means water can be boiling water, water can be normal room temperature water, water can be steam form, means vapor form. Okay. So here there are different states of water. In that state of water, which metal react vigorously? So potassium react vigorously with any form of water, specifically normal water also, it react vigorously. After that, barium is reacting. After that, sodium and calcium is reacting. So exactly the four most reactive metals are PBSC, PBSC, PBSC. Remember, PBSC. Okay. Are you understanding? PBSC. So its reactivity series according to reaction. Sometimes they will be changing the reactivity order, but you have to understand potassium highest in the series. Okay, potassium is exactly in highest state. Potassium is exactly in highest state. So PBSC. This PBSC can react with normal water also. Okay, after that comes magnesium, aluminium, chromium, iron, cadmium, cobalt, nickel, tin, lead. Nickel is exactly Ni, tin symbol is Sn. Yes, very good, Saran. That is PBSC. CBSC you are writing now. Instead of CBSC, you write PBSC. PBSC. CBSC. You are CBSC student and reactivity is correct, Janani. PBSC. CBSC no. PBSC. So this is exactly helpful for you to remember. Then MAZC, ICC, and TL. So just remember the initials. But beta, when you will do chemical reaction, I will advise you some certain only. See, look here for CBSC, for your 10th board exam, they will give some repeated equations. That repeated equations we will practice that many times so that when that equation will come, you itself will say, ma'am, I know that. Auntie, I'm knowing that. Very good, Janani. So she has created an initial story. Super. You can make a story like PBSC. So I'm a PBSC student. Okay, so P means potassium, P means barium, S means sodium, SCA means calcium. Okay, then magnesium, aluminium, zinc, chromium. So accordingly, the reactivity series got reduced down. Okay, now you have to understand that it is exactly reacting slowly with water. But when you will give steam to them, it will react fast. Which one? Magnesium, aluminium, zinc, chromium, iron. So they react very slowly with water, but when you give steam to them, the reaction rate will increase. Okay, the reaction rate will increase. So Ragul Krishna, correct only. Janani, correct only. Very good. Kamya, absolutely correct. So I want to know, Ajay, can you repeat the elements better? Look here. Can you see the screen? See, I'm telling again, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, chromium, iron. These are certain elements. You see, they have kept in the arrow. So beta, in this arrow, you can see it is already written. It reacts very slowly with water. But when you are giving steam to them, its reaction rate will increase. Okay. So that means steam in the steam form of water can help you to react. Okay, that is PBSC. Instead of CBSC, you just remember first one should be PBSC. Okay, now S Kavya is there. S Kavya is there. Shri Bhavani is there. Fine. Quickly give me attendance. Okay, Shri Bhavani. Nandini is there. Renu is there. Fine. Now look here, beta. And then the very least reactive is copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. You know, one very important point here is copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. These five metals are exactly very least reactive. And you know what? That's why we are using these metals for more household work. Then you will be saying why these metals are less reactive, then this exactly the free electrons present in them na, and less reactivity of them is exactly making it more useful in day-to-day life. So copper is less reactive because of that, and it is exactly having a very nice tensile strength, and it is less reactive with atmospheric water or something. So because of that, other gases it is reacting less. Because of that, it is quite stable, and because of its certain properties, it is exactly helpful for making correct, Janani. Mercury is liquid at room temperature, but here because of these properties, copper is considered best for household wiring. Okay, now next comes mercury. Mercury is exactly liquid at room temperature. It is reacting with Massy is reacting with steam. Very good, Kavya. Less reactive but more expensive. Correct only, beta. So mercury is exactly less reactive, but it is exactly helpful in thermometers. Okay. And in many lab procedures, mercury is useful. After that comes silver, gold, platinum. You know, because it is very less reactive and it is exactly nicely grounded and availability is also good. But that's why silver, gold, and platinum are very much nicely used for ornament. Correct, Janani? That's why beta it is used for. Sometimes carbon they are using beta carbon, but carbon is exactly doing. I'll explain about carbon. In previous periodic tables, now they were reactivity series. They were adding carbon also. The reason behind was carbon is having a very nice property of self-linking, and it cannot displace, but it is exactly having its reactivity. Slight reactivity is there for that. Okay, so you have to look forward, but carbon is not helping for electrolytic or what you call it is only giving sharing bond it is forming. Okay, covalent bond formation. Ionic bond formation is not possible for carbon. It is only giving covalent bond, so it is a bit grounded. Is it my voice is breaking now? Check beta. Now is it okay? Is the voice okay now, Kamya? Yaini, tell me beta. Krishna, Rahul, is it okay beta? Check one time. Okay, I think you had network problem. Because of that voice is breaking, but because here it is giving connection is excellent. Okay, thank you so much, beta. Now listen, you have to understand about reactivity. So reactivity series, you are carbon covalent bond means sharing. I will explain each and every topic, beta. Don't worry. You will start sharing your knowledge to others. Like that knowledge I want for you. So now you just understand some very, very important point. First important point here is like copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. All these metals are there now. These metals, whatever these metals are, they are exactly less reactive. Because of that they are nicely used so for ornament, because it will not react with water more. So that's why since it will not react with water more, so that's why it will be exactly can be used for long time. Okay, without showing rigorous reactivity. So that's why reactivity series, I hope my children might have understood: potassium, barium, sodium, calcium, then magnesium, aluminium, zinc, chromium, iron, cadmium, nickel, tin, lead. So beta in some reactions, whenever you will see this three, silver, gold, platinum, mercury, copper, means after hydrogen, whichever is there, they do not react with acid. They do not react with acid. Okay, that's why beta, you know, this is they are not reacting with acid. And you know what, lemon is exactly acidic. I'm giving one question answer. I think one of my child in class, she has asked me one question that, ma'am, you are telling that we can clean what you call we can clean our silver ornament, silver anklet with lemon also, but lemon is acidic. Will it not react? I hope you might have got the answer now. I hope you might have got the answer now, that why we can clean with lemon, why you can clean with lemon. Yes or no? Because better now you see here, silver, gold, platinum, they do not react with acid. They do not react with acid. Since they do not react with acid, they are quite safe with acidic and basic solution. You know, soap is basic in nature. Yes, that is what, Ajay, you have given the correct answer. Acid and metal reaction. Yes, beta. Acid and metal reaction, but which type of metal will not react more with acid? A very less reactive metal cannot react with acid. So definitely, beta, our ancestors were started making ornament with silver and gold. The reason behind is these silver and gold do not react with acid and base. Okay. So many of the organic food, lemon is there, which is acidic. So some content like soap is basic in nature. Every day you will apply soap. Every day what you will apply? Every day you will apply soap. Every day you will apply what? Soap in your body. And if you are wearing gold or silver, then definitely soap is basic in nature. It will react with this, what you call metals. No, because since they are least reactive, it is not going to react. I hope you have understood these questions. So these what you call these level questions, I think now after seeing reactivity, you can be able to handle nicely. Will you be able to handle nicely this? So if I will give you that I will give any one of this metal and I will ask which of this metal will react with acid vigorously, then you will say, auntie, it is only one answer is there, and that is PBSC. PBSC will react with acids vigorously. But after that, auntie, the second lead is there, that is magnesium, aluminium, zinc, chromium, iron, cadmium, cobalt, nickel, tin, lead. They will not be reacting with acid that much vigorously, but they will react. They will react and they will give hydrogen gas. But after that, after hydrogen, auntie, whatever metals are there, they do not react with acid also. They do not react with acid. I hope my children might have understood this point. Understood. So I think now you might have not any confusion related to it. Now we will go for, so reactivity series is over. Now what we will do, we will go for next one, electrolysis. Only this part was left. So let's see how electrolysis is done. So if electric current is used to carry out decomposition reaction, it is called electrolytic decomposition. Okay, what it is called as electrolytic decomposition. So if electricity is used for any decomposition reaction, it is called as electrolytic decomposition. Okay. Now, how electrolysis of water is done? So water is exactly allowed, electricity is allowed to pass through water molecule, and then the water molecule will break into hydrogen and oxygen. Yeah, but I know that PDF is slightly blurred. I will send you another picture, okay? I will send you another picture of PDF so that you can note down it. I'll explain right now. Just listen to my explanation. Look here. So water molecule will break by using electricity. Okay. And breaking of water molecule, I repeat, breaking of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Breaking of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen is exactly called as electrolysis. Okay. And you are using what? You are using electricity to break water molecule. Since you are using electricity to break water molecule, that's why this process is called as electrolysis. That's why this process is called what, beta? That's why this process is called as electrolysis. That's why this process is called what? This process is called as electrolysis. I repeat, this process is called as electrolysis. Very good. So here you have to understand that in water, if you will put salt also, then salt will get dissociated into ions that will also conduct electricity. So they are exactly because electrolytic ions will be exactly generated inside water containing salt. It will also carry reaction. It is exactly called as electrolytic one, because here what you called cation and anion will be playing a vital role. So let's talk about, I'm not going to talk about that much detail. We are going to only see here electrolysis of decomposition reaction. So electrolysis of decomposition reaction, why I'm telling, because decomposition reaction is divided into three parts. Can anybody tell me? I'll repeat, Janani, just listen to me one time. Decomposition reaction is of three types. What are they? What are they, beta? Photo, Ajay is telling, Kavya is telling thermal, Kamya is telling heat, light, and electricity. Correct, Kamya. Absolutely correct. Jenny is telling thermal. Kritika is telling thermal. Ajay is telling electrical. Arif is telling thermal, electrical, photo. Very good. Now, beta, understand. Give me another question. Answer. The decomposition reaction is exothermic or endothermic? I repeat, decomposition reaction is exothermic or endothermic? Quickly give me the answer. Decomposition reaction is exothermic or endothermic? Very good. Arif is telling, Sudarshan is telling, Rashri is telling, Kavya is telling, all are telling it is endothermic reaction, and that is absolutely correct answer. Super beta. Now let's see what procedure they are using to do electrolysis. So we can do in home also, but you don't try in home, okay? Listen, take a plastic mug. So first what we will do, we will take a plastic mug. Then we will make two holes in the mug. Then in the base and then we are fitting rubber stopper in these holes. Insert carbon electrode in these rubber stoppers. So you know rubber stopper, in this one rubber stopper will be there. If you will insert carbon rod in that, now it will make a hole and the carbon rod will go inside like this. See here, this is the carbon rod. Can you see the pointer there? This is the carbon rod. So one rubber stopper you have taken, this black one is exactly rubber stopper. In that rubber stopper, you will make a hole and you will try to fit carbon rod. So here carbon rod are getting fitted. After that, you have to connect these electrodes to 6-volt battery. Okay, now from this carbon, you see here it is connected to silk 6-volt battery, and one switch is also connected. Okay, 6-volt battery is connected and one switch is. So now fill the mug with water such that electrodes are immersed. So this carbon electrodes, now it should be going fully inside water. Okay, after that what you are doing is add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. You know why we are adding sulfuric acid here? A simple concept here is sulfuric acid, when it is added in water, it will dissociate into hydrogen ion. So hydrogen ion means free, what you call hydrogen molecule will start circulating inside. For that only we are adding few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. What we are adding here, few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the water. Take 2 test tubes and we are going to fill that test tube with water, and then we are going to invert them and fix them like this. Okay, in the on the 2 carbon electrode. Now switch the current and leave the apparatus undisturbed for some time. So first what we did, we took a mug, we made hole, we inserted rubber stopper. In that rubber stopper, we just fitted this carbon electrode, and after that we added some water in it. This carbon electrode got connected to a 6-volt battery. Carbon electrode get connected to a 6-volt battery. After that, what we have done, we allowed current to pass through them. No, we have added H2SO4, water and H2SO4. And after that, we left it for some time. Now switch on the current and leave the apparatus undisturbed. You will observe the formation of bubble at both electrode. So this electrode here also bubble formation will be there, and this electrode. So you will see some bubble formation will be there, and some bubble will be coming from carbon electrode, like from this region bubbles will be coming. Switch on the current. Okay, so now you will find that volume of gas collected in both the test tube is not same. See here volume of gas, exactly water is more, here volume of water is less. Okay, so in one volume of water, in oxygen volume of water is more, in hydrogen volume of water is less. So as shown in the figure, hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. This is the negative terminal because the battery will be connected to positive and negative terminal. So no, can you tell me cathode is positively charged or negatively charged? Cathode is positive or negative? Dilute sulfuric acid only, beta. Cathode, Saran is telling cathode is positively charged. Correct only. So Saran is telling Rashri, Janani, Ajay, Kavya, Rahul is telling cathode is positively charged. That's absolutely correct. Tawfiq, Annie, everyone is telling cathode is positively charged. Very good. That means, beta, hydrogen gas liberated is collected in cathode. Hydrogen gas liberated. So that means this side, positive terminal, is exactly having cathode. Okay. And anode is exactly Okay. Now I will use one word. I don't want to dishearten you. I'm exactly using one word. After that, I think your concept will become very clear. Fine. Cathode and anode. Two are there. You said, so I said correct. Wait. Cathode and anode. C means cathode. A means anode. Then A means anion and C means cation. Anion and cation. Anion and cation. I repeat. Correct only. Those who are getting confused, I got confused when they started saying cathode. I also got confused exactly. The moment I thought about anion, I got the correct path. Now look here, with a last class 9th, did you understood that what you called discharge tube experiment? Cathode ray discharge tube experiment. Cathode ray discharge tube experiment. Any one of you know about it? Cathode ray discharge tube. Yeah, no, class you have not studied. Seriously. Class 9th not studied. Okay, no problem, beta. Now listen to me very nicely. Cathode ray discharge tube experiment. Cathode ray, I repeat, cathode ray discharge tube experiment was exactly about electron. Okay, and anode was about proton. So that's why electron is negatively charged. Electron is what? Negatively charged. Because of that, cathode is negative charge. The moment I have seen cathode positive, I thought, okay, cathode is positive. But the moment I thought about cathode ray experiment, it came in my brain that it is exactly reflecting electron, and electron is negatively charged. So cathode is negatively charged, anode is positively charged, anion is negatively charged, and cation is positively charged. Anion, cation, cathode, anode. Okay, anion, cation, cathode, anode. Anion, cation, cathode, anode is there. So cation, when you talk about cation, cation is positive. So if cation is positive, cathode will become negative. Correct only. Now it is correct. Akshay is telling correct. Kavya is telling correct. Now everybody understood na beta? So beta, because look here, negative will be depositing the positive. So here exactly hydrogen is what you call deposited in cathode. Oxygen is exactly liberated at anode, and the ratio is coming 2:1. You know, water molecule ratio is hydrogen 2 in number, oxygen 1 in number. So due to its ratio, hydrogen, the one in which cation will be there, where hydrogen is liberated, this test tube we will be seeing it is more empty, because hydrogen ratio is to
அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
இப்ப ஆன்டிக்கே வர மாட்டேங்குது.
KJ Thomson experiment, Goldstein experiment, Chadwick experiment.
சாட்விக்கா இல்ல காட்விக்கா?
Yes. Discharge tube experiment. Neutron was much later discovered. Yes. I think I'm talking about the person who has discovered neutron. Fine. So that is what I was talking about, Jenny. I'll explain about it in later classes. But here first we will finish this part. So exactly in this, hydrogen will be liberated at cathode and oxygen will be liberated at anode. Since the ratio of oxygen is 1:2. So oxygen is 1, hydrogen is 2. So that's why in the test tube of hydrogen, you will see more gases is accumulated in hydrogen than in oxygen. Okay. in volume, in comparison to volume. So this is the reason the volume of gas collected in both test tube is not the same. So they will ask this question during the electrolysis process of water, why both the test tubes have different level of water. Then what answer you are going to give? Why they have different level of water? Correct only. Correct, Rahul. Very good, beta. Oxygen is showing more. No, oxygen is exactly having more water because here, listen, here more gas is there in hydrogen. More gas because hydrogen atoms is 2 in number, oxygen is 1, H2O. So 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. So that's why you will be seeing in the test tube where oxygen is there more water is there. Where hydrogen is there less water is there. I hope you might have understood that point. Yes, Akshaya, you have correct. You have said the correct answer because the ratio is 2:1. Now let us go to displacement reaction. Now look here, beta. You have already seen reactivity series. In reactivity series, I told you something. A displacement reaction is that reaction in which more reactive metal will exactly throw the less reactive metals. Okay, so that type of exactly displacement. You see here both green color is there and here white color. So white color is more reactive element, and this white color which is more reactive will throw the least reactive in this and will make a bond. And that type of reaction is called as displacement reaction. You see, copper and iron. I told you the reactivity series. In that, I told you something now. I told you now copper, gold, silver, mercury. We are using it in day-to-day life. Yes or no? So, beta, here copper is exactly less reactive than iron. Copper is exactly, now check beta, copper is reacting less, copper is less reactive in compared to that of iron. That's why copper will exactly get displaced by iron. Copper will be displaced by whom? Copper will be displaced by iron. Who will displace copper? Who will displace copper? Okay, now look here in both the reaction here. Exactly, silver is less reactive, copper is more reactive. That's why copper is exactly displacing silver. Understood? See, both of them are less reactive. Both of them are less reactive, but among them, copper is more reactive. So copper is displacing silver. Here you see, beta, among iron and hydrogen, hydrogen is least reactive. So iron is doing what? Iron is displacing hydrogen. You go and I will make iron oxide. Okay, now double displacement reaction. If you see that, see two members are there. It is just like two friends are there and both the friends are exactly very near to each other. Now what happened is a very more reactive friend will try to displace their places. Okay, and that is what is exactly called as double displacement. When there will not be one displacement, automatically there will be two displacement, then it will be called as double displacement. Now let's see here, sodium sulfate is there and barium chloride is there. Sodium sulfate and barium chloride. I'm still unmute. Check beta. Saran, I'm audible. Am I audible? Okay, okay. Now look here, beta. Sodium and barium is there. So definitely barium is more reactive. You have seen now the reactivity series you have seen after potassium, CBSC, sorry, PBSC. P means potassium, B means barium. And after this, okay, so barium is more reactive than sodium. So what it is exactly doing is, it is displacing this one. So barium is exactly displacing sodium. So now barium will form barium sulfate and sodium will form sodium chloride. So in this way, the most reactive metal will displace the least. So this is exactly called as double displacement. This is what called as double displacement. It is exactly called as double displacement. Very good, beta. So now here also you see, when silver nitrate and sodium chloride. Now among silver and sodium, sodium is more reactive. So sodium will take silver place